Hey, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. You're probably here for another review of what I'm reading. And true to the last few reviews I've shared, this video will also feature a review of a magazine. However, it won't be a review of US Vogue. But speaking of Vogue, I got my August 2020 issue of Vogue by mail because I am subscribed to it. This summer, subscribers missed one issue due to COVID-19. However, we've been able to get our daily dose of Vogue via email subscription. But this August, Simone Biles, the gymnast, takes the cover of Vogue in a very powerful pose, in a very I am woman, hear me roar type of way. She takes the cover. I assume as some reference to the Olympic Games that have been postponed. So I can't wait to dive into this issue and see what this gymnast is all about. Now, moving forward, in this video, I will be reviewing a magazine, as I mentioned, but this publication is actually Town and Country. Not Vogue, but Town and Country. Now, what happened is my aunt, by way of my mother, I think, got word of me conducting magazine and book reviews on YouTube. So she loaded me up with magazines that she's been subscribed to for years and may or may not have read, but wanted to share with me in order for me to share. Now, this issue of Town and Country is from March 2019 and probably sold on stands at around a $5 to $10 per issue. The cover features Diane von Furstenberg and her granddaughter Talita, who is presumed to be following in her footsteps as a fashion designer. And what I can say is that before I even read about these two women, I was able to appreciate them based on the cover. And anyone who has a relationship with a grandparent, especially during these trying times, probably can do the same. But in my lifetime in my community, there are so many cases of grandchildren being raised by their grandparents to some extent, if not to every extent. So I was able to appreciate this. These women taking the cover of March 2019, just before Mother's Day. Now, this publication, Town and Country, is nothing like Dirt Road Country, nothing like Four Wheeler Countries, nothing like Pickup Truck Country. It's more like the country club member country, the Kentucky Derby going country, equestrian interested community. I imagine that's the I imagine that is the largest demographic of subscribers to this publication. It features everything from an excerpt of a book about equestrian competition in South Florida to appraisal and recognition of Russian architecture to current events at the time, of course, of art featuring art by Frida and very high class advertisers and like who do we have? Let me get to a page. Max Mara, Patek Philippe, Van Cleef and Arpels, and advertisers of that nature. I was really impressed and satisfied with the content of Town and Country. It was very fresh and in a way reminded me of fashion itself, how it is a lot of times seasons ahead. And the content of this publication can be considered seasons ahead of its time, but is all the more valuable because a year later, I'm able to still read it, appreciate the content, and take from the content. One writer recalls her cruise trip of the Mediterranean. There's also the Snob's Guide to Spring featuring plaid. Excuse me, featuring plaid and coats or jackets preferences, earring preferences. The jumpsuit, a classic. There's also a feature of Brunello Cucinelli, one designer whose profile actually speaks more of his humanitarian work, which was a pleasant surprise. There's also a feature of the Castiglione's family and their second coming, if you will. And just a lot to take from Town and Country Mag, surprisingly. Now, for myself, I'm just a person who likes, let me share. I'm just a person who likes print publications and the the keepsake of it all. So it's so much to just take from this issue, which again is March 2019, featuring Diane and Toledo von Furstenberg on the cover. And I won't spend too much time on it, but it is available at an inexpensive price for subscription. And look into that. You can subscribe online at townandcountrymag.com, again for an inexpensive rate. Now, moving forward, what I plan on reading next, I'm going to share now. And what I plan on reading next is My Voice, a memoir by Angie Martinez. And a foreword by J. Cole, the rapper, and Angie Martinez is a radio personality, a hip hop artist. She's prominent in the hip hop community, so I look forward to reading her memoir as something along the lines of what I've been reading and getting back into the memoir reader, the memoir content. I have Angie Martinez help me along with that. And it features reviews from Jay Z, Pharrell Williams, Jennifer Lopez, Nicki Minaj, Adrienne Bailon. And the snippet on the back reads, in her nearly 20 years behind the mic at New York City's two biggest hip hop stations, Hot 97 and Power 105.1, which she's currently airing on Power 105.1. Angie Martinez has become an entertainment legend, from one-time presidential hopeful Barack Obama to Jay-Z and Beyonce to post-prison Tupac. Her intimate and candid interviews with the leading names in the music business, hip hop culture, and beyond have grabbed the headlines and changed the conversation, which is why her voice is important. In the same no holds barred style of her radio show, Angie shares stories from behind the scenes of her most controversial interviews, opens up about her personal life, and reflects on her climb to become the voice of New York, which is a big deal, no doubt. And I can't wait to read, in her words, what her experiences have been, what her feelings about her experiences are, what she remembers, what she doesn't remember, the good and the bad of this personality's experience in hip hop. And as the voice of New York. Now, some pictures, what I can tell you now are that pictures are included, some of which includes, those who are most close to Martinez, within hip hop and not. Some of those people include Queen Latifah, Fat Joe, J. Cole. There's his picture. Some politicians or political faces. And as I've heard her speak of her interview with Tupac, there are also pictures from that interview featured, and with a personal note from Tupac to Martinez. Um, this book is about 274 pages, give or take a couple, including an acknowledgments section and about the author and how to connect online section. The forward, of course, the table of contents, and the three parts that make up the content of this memoir. So this memoir, My Voice by Angie Martinez, is my next read. I'm not sure how long I'll give myself to read it. I always give myself a month. So I'll go ahead and give myself a month for your sake, for my audience's sake. And if not, just know that it is on the way. And I can't wait to bring that to you in my next review or so. Again, I'll also be reading August 2020's issue of Vogue featuring Simone Biles, the gymnast, and In this issue, the review features the March 2019 issue of Town and Country featuring Diane and Talita von Furstenberg, which again I have thoroughly enjoyed to my surprise, and um, so much more coming. I hope everyone is staying safe and being well and following all quarantine requirements and recommendations as much as you can. And until next time, be well.